Hola, hola, what's up? It's Diva in the house. All right, hola, mi amigos in Argentina. Este is in inglés. All right, inglés, disculpa, pero otra vez yo puedo darte información. Pero hoy, este es en inglés. Quiero decirte, te quiero mucho. Pero otra vez, hablar vos. Mi people in Estados Unidos, United States, hello, hello, hello. I want to make sure you can hear me okay. Hello, Antonella. Hello, Uncle. What's going on? Tony. Let's see here. Who else? Yvonne, what's going on? Stephanie, what's going on? This is Diva. We're gonna, you go, girl. All right, Uncle. Malcolm, what's going on? This session today, this is about law, a little bit about law and what the rules are that they, you know, them, they, those, them, they, that they play by that we are unaware of. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to give a few seconds as I intro this and let people come on. I want to thank everybody for joining me. This is Saturday, and we're going to, go over these things, and hopefully you can start to apply this information, at least research it, because some of this stuff is new to us, and we need to start applying this information so that we can get some remedy in what we're trying to do in our lives. So I'm going to go over this. Once again, the rules that they play by, all right, that you are not aware of. So what we want to do is learn the rules so that you can successfully play the game, because this is a game. This is a game. And some of you, are frustrated, you're aggravated, you're like, what am I, what, they doing this to us, they doing that to us, they killing us, okay. You got to learn the rules. All right, so that's what we're going into, what the rules really are. Now, there are a couple of things, and I'm trying to get my little notes in order here. A couple of things I'm going to go over that they're doing that I didn't want to put this in the title because some of you all would think differently. So I need you to know this is about law, and as we go along, you're going to start to understand some things that are in your face daily that you didn't know. Now, first of all, let me post this because a lot of times you all have seen me talk about the hierarchy of laws. And I'm going to paste those right now. If you don't have the hierarchy of law chart, you can pull it down right now from there. And that is going to tell you what the order of the laws are that we are just unaware of. This is where your rules are coming from. All right, so let's understand this. Now, first of all, as we look at this hierarchy of law chart, you'll see that the first law is universal laws. All right, universal laws deal with your energies and how rays always return to you by way of the universe. All right, because the universe only seeks balance. All right, so if you put out an energy, it must be sent back to you. That is balance. It's like balancing a checkbook. It's like all of the banks do when they're balancing. So, it's accounting. And that's what happens with the universe when you're putting out energies. The second law on that, or one of the next laws after natural law, is laws of maxim. Laws of maxim. Those are laws that basically state, they're given by God. They're also known as God's law. All right. And what they state generally is you have the right, the right to freedom. You have the right not to ever contract with someone that you don't want to contract with. You have the right to protect yourself. You have the right to bear arms. You have a right to freedom. Now, this is given to all beings, whether it be a human or a dog or a bug. all beings are born with this right. It's a God-given right. And so that you have to understand again that it's not just pertaining to humans. So when you are doing things to other beings, you are making a contract. All right, so everything is about contract. So when I talk about the rules are embedded in the contracts, and everything is a contract. So when we start understanding that everything is a contract and all of these that are within these contracts, then we can start understanding how we're not successfully playing the game. Now, if you all can hear me okay, can I get somebody to send me a message just saying we can hear you clearly, so that I can make sure my microphone is in order? All right, so next thing, first thing I want to talk about, because I mentioned the laws of Maxim. The first rule that I need to talk about, or the first rules that they play by, that I need to talk about are the Bible, is the Bible. Now, I've always wondered to myself, what is it that keeps them from just closing in on us? Because you have to understand, they got us in a headlock. I mean, we are in a headlock. We don't have a clue what the true laws are. We don't have a clue how things are run. And if they wanted to at will, they could just kill us all off. I mean, you see, they're controlling the food, they're controlling the air that you're breathing, the clothes that we're wearing are poisonous, everything, your water. What keeps them from just closing down? And you might say, well, they wouldn't have anybody to work for them. Okay, well, that's part of it, but there's a larger order. And part of that is the Bible and the laws within the Bible. Now, I need to say this because as I'm speaking about this, this has nothing to do with religion. The Bible is not even a religious piece. It is more of it's a legal piece. Now, let's understand, first of all, what the Bible is. All right, the Bible is, first of all, we're being told the Bible was brought into effect in 325 AD by a council of Nicaea. Let's understand that was a group of melanated males. The Bible is a construct of the melanated male. So when you hear people talking about, the Caucasian or the quote unquote white man, it gave us the, no, the Caucasian, the Albion didn't create the Bible, he didn't create Christianity, nor any of the major religions. They were all created by the melanated male. Now, all religions are a patriarchal construct. Okay, the purpose of it was created to subjugate the melanated woman, period. All right, and the rest of society. Now, as I said, 300 AD was when the Bible supposedly came around. But let's understand this. The scriptures in the Bible were created long before the Bible even came into existence. Now, they've been around so long, we can't even put a time frame on how long the scriptures were around. So the male needed to get, now let's talk about this. Who wrote those scriptures? All right, go back and look up or do some research on Sibyls and oracles. And I'm not telling you to Google it or what is that, Wikipedia it. No, I need you to research it and understand who these beings was, your Sibyls and oracles. They were your melanated women who were able to prophesize and foretell futures and read the stars and astronomy and astrology and all of that. That's who they were. Look them up, do some research on that. They're the ones who wrote those scriptures. And so what happened was, let's understand, I'm not going to go back deep into history. I'm going to make this pretty short, but there's some things you need to understand about this book. And those scriptures were written by the melanated woman. And in order to subjugate her, she needed to forget who she was. She couldn't remember all of that. And in order to subjugate her, not only could she not remember, but those things had to be changed so that she would forget. So these scriptures and what have you were brought into this Bible, but see, they were very important. They were the foundation because the scriptures hold the universal laws. The scriptures hold all of your laws of maxim. And so this is why they had to be put in this book, but they had to be changed such that she can be subjugated, because as long as she understood who she was, she had total power. This is not a feminist talk. This is the facts. Go back and look it up so that you will understand what's really going on. This is not a diss about the brother or males or Caucasian men or any other men, Arab men. These are facts. This is where they come from. So go do your research so you can understand it for yourself, and then come back and let's have an informed discussion if you want to. Now, in understanding this book and where it came from, once again, we still need to understand that the male changed the scriptures around to exalt himself. As I go back in history, as I'm saying, the woman was the one who originally ran everything. Now, she, again, is not a a victim in this, because again, the universe seeks balance. When you put out an energy, it must come back. So what has in the beginning, she was not teaching the male this. He wasn't supposed to know this. He was the one kept out of schools. He was the one who was kept from knowledge. All of the land, all of the wealth, all of the riches belonged to her. And she kept him from that. He was a subordinate, a subservient being. And so this is why, once again, this energy had to be returned to her. All right, I won't go that deep into it, but as we fast forward and understand what this Bible is, he brings these scriptures that was hers, that was written by the melanated woman, and changes the wording around. I could go into so many examples about how the scriptures of the book have been changed, but I won't go deep into that. What I'll just say is there are a lot of characters in the book that appear to be male but were really female. A lot of the characters in the book, for example, the tribe of Israel, and if you read the Bible, then you'll understand the tribe of Israel was really a matriarchal order. And we can tell this because of the so-called Jews. The Jews are really supposed to be the 13th tribe. Well, understand how they work, because everything that they do in their quote-unquote religion was taken from the tribe of Israel. Well, you know they are of a matriarchal order, because if you've heard the phrase, if your mama ain't a Jew, you ain't a Jew, that's a matriarchal order. So you understand, when you do your research, the tribe of Israel, they were of a matriarchal order, yet the Bible shows them as a patriarchal order. All right, that's just one of the examples. The other thing is, again, somebody has gone and copyrighted the Bible. When you copyright something, you're saying it's your own words and that it belongs. Okay, again, the scriptures were around long before the Bible, but they have been changed. So no, it's not the perfect word of God. I needed to make sure we get this understanding before I go on, because this is not about religion. And I know that when people hear about, oh, when you start talking about the Bible, you know, oh, bull this, you know, and you got to understand, you need to move past that, because this is not about religion. Yes, religion has lied to us. Yes, religion has made us believe things that are wrong. Understand that. But you need to understand the power of this book. It is full of lies, but it's also full of truths, and it is a tool and a weapon. All right. So here you got this tool that you walk into a court of law, and it is controlling, not even just in a court of law, but it is controlling just about everything going on in society. Yet it's the number one book sold many times over, worldwide, bar none. And only 2% of the population has read it. And even of those 2%, they don't understand what the book really is. Okay, you got to, I'm not telling anybody to believe in this, to believe in God, and believe. You don't have to believe in any of it. What you need to understand is who is running this thing and what they believe in. And I'm telling you, they play by this book, especially when you start talking about, oh, they satanic and they believe in the devil and okay, well, guess what? I don't care what religion or what order you look in, and who's talking about what, and Lucifer this and Lucifer that and Lucifer. Well, guess what? Guess what? In every last one of them, Lucifer had to answer to. No matter when they talk about Lucifer, it's always a being over this character. This character came from somebody else. So if they believe in Lucifer and the devil and Satan and all that, they got to believe in God. Why? Why? Because I don't care what they call this character. The underlying basis is that character came from a higher being. And that if you're going to say you believe in Lucifer and the devil and all that, you're saying, I believe there's a God. Whether you appreciate that God or not, you've already said, I believe there's a God. If you're saying you bow down to a devil or Lucifer or Satan or whatever they want to call him. And so in understanding that, now you know that, wait a minute, you don't have to believe in God. I'm not telling you who to believe in. I'm telling you to know who they believe in, because now you have a power that you can generate. Are you understand it? Y'all understand it? All right? Because when you get that very basis, then you understand what the laws are and what's keeping them from just closing in on everything, because these are part of the rules. Going back to the Bible now, I need us to understand again. We start talking about these Satans and Lucifers and all this. What you have to understand is that when we talk about these secret societies, all of them have when they bring their people in, they have to learn certain principles. When you finish watching this, go and look up the 7 Hermetic Principles. Those are nothing more than a restatement of universal laws. They believe in these 7 Hermetic Principles. And this is why I'm constantly telling you, learn the universal laws. This is what they're playing by. Once again, I'm giving you the rules that they're playing by. That because you're ignorant of them, you stay under their thumb. 7 Hermetic Principles, look them up, and then look up the universal laws, pull them down, read them, go through them, know them, apply them to your life. All right? So that's one of the things that they have to know. And again, why I'm so adamant about knowing the universal laws. The other thing that they're playing on are the laws of Maxim. These are all throughout the Bible. Again, when the scriptures were changed, you could try to take out or make her subservient or take out all the books that show her importance in society. But what you cannot hide are the laws of Maxim, the laws of the universal laws. They couldn't hide those. They're all throughout the Bible. Learn them, know them. All right? Now, let me go back to this, because I spoke about the courts. And one of the things we're not understanding about how important the book is that, listen, courts can take away your total freedom. Courts lock people up, take away their whole lives. And they do it with a book. And they tell you when you come into court to swear. All right? What do they tell you to swear on? Swearing on a Bible. And they tell you to swear, so help you what? God. So you're swearing on a Bible to who's God? What God? And really, the honest thing is, like I said, it doesn't matter which one you're talking about or what God you're talking about. The thing is, you have to understand that they believe there's a higher power, and because they have that respect and they got you swearing, first of all, why are you swearing on the Bible? What's in this book? Like I said, those laws, the universal laws and the maxims of law, they're in that book. So when you say, so help me God, they're acknowledging that there's a higher power that put laws in this book. All right. So one of the things in understanding that is that now you need to be going, well, wait a minute. They're taking, now when you understand what this book is, then you can turn around and use it as a weapon and a tool against them the same way it's being used against you. But if you have never read the book and you don't understand at least the laws of Maxim, you don't understand the universal laws, well, you can't play the game because you don't even know the rules. That's where the rule book is in that Bible. Yes, it's copyrighted. Yes, it's been tampered with. Yes, they've omitted things and reworded things. But you need to go and read the book. I ain't telling you what to believe in, but how can you have this book that has the ability to take away your freedom and you don't even know what's in it? Read the book. All right. One of the things that I do need to also go into. Once again, the laws of Maxim, as I stated, you have the right to not contract, the right to protect yourself, the right to bear arms. And why? Let's talk about why that's important, because you have to understand when you know what these laws are, and you look. Let me. As a matter of fact, when you look at the hierarchy of laws, the document that I showed you. You need to look at this because when you look through it and you see where corporations are, they are damn near at the bottom of the list. And when you calling yourself a citizen, you are sitting under them. Now, when you scroll probably about fourth from the top, you see sovereign. And again, sovereigns are all human beings. And they are human beings, they're all animals really, all beings. And when you are born, you have rights that are given to you by God. Now, how do you end up as a citizen when God made you a sovereign? And I'm saying God, you don't have to believe in God, but there's a higher entity and there's a contract that put you here. You are here in this dimension under contract. So when you came into this dimension under contract, you were a sovereign by whatever being that brought you here. So let's call it a God. God made you a sovereign. How did you end up being a citizen? Well, you did that by contract of your own. You entered a contract, and you are now sitting under a corporation as opposed to sitting under God. Why? When God's laws stand higher than any corporation laws on this planet. Why would you want to sit under a corporation as a dead fictitious entity when you can sit under God's law, which says you have the right to freedom, you have the right to not contract, you have the right to protect yourself, and you have the right to bear arms? Why would you not want to sit under God? What makes you want to sit under a dead fictitious entity? I don't understand. The problem is you don't know the rules. You don't know the game. You don't know the laws, and you need to learn how to play so you can be successful. All right. Understand this when I speak about the Bible, and I'm gonna move on to the next subject. All right. Once again, most of us have not read the book. We don't have a clue about what it is, but it is not the religious piece that we have been told it is. All right. It's not this, everyone wants, oh, it's allegorical. Well, some of that stuff really happened. As a matter of fact, most of it happened. They switched the words around and changed the stories around, but a lot of it happened. And if you don't like the Bible, go look up the book of Jasher, Jasher. Look it up and read that. That gives you a great understanding of what happened. Again, the Bible is a law book, it's a history book, it's an astrology book, it's a dietary law book. I can go on. What you want to do is at least read it, because this book can be your tool and your instrument and your weapon for gaining your true freedom. Look it up. All right, I'm gonna get off the Bible. The next thing that you want to understand is some of these contracts. Now, tacit assent. That is really going to come under your, if we're looking at the laws of hierarchy of laws, that's going to come under your codes, your federal codes. Tacit assent. And you can look it up, TACIT, assent, ASSENT, tacit assent. And that is basically where in these contracts that we are making agreements by not saying anything. Like you're agreeing to things and not realizing you're agreeing to things because you don't speak up, you don't say no. So for example, when you're getting quote unquote bills in the mail and you're not saying anything about them, then you are agreeing to whatever they're putting in these letters. Now understand, these letters are contracts. So for example, when, and I've used this one before and I use it again because it's pretty simple. A lot of us have been through this. When you get a bill from a letter, let's say you get a letter from the mortgage company and they're telling you, okay, well you owe us, you know, $3,000 for the rent, and you get that letter and you don't respond to it. That's a contract, by the way, that they're sending you. It's not a letter. It looks like a harm. Okay, you owe us $3,000. Okay, I know I owe you $3,000. You don't respond to it. You've agreed to that. All right? But you don't have to agree, but because you say nothing, you said, yes, I owe you $3,000. And so then it comes up where they are sending you a second letter. And again, that's a contract. It's a private contract. And so you're agreeing to it because you never respond to it. That's called tacit assent. And so you've got to understand this is a law. And again, when you start understanding the laws or the rules that they're playing by, you can use them to your advantage. So this is one of the things that I deal with a lot of my clients, where I show them how to take these rules and these laws